Alright, Dynamite Delight. Let's make this very clear. This show had a lot in it, but the substance of what we got a lot in it was like here. We got a lot of this, but the substance of it is this. Now, doesn't mean it's all bad. I'm making it clear. It's not all bad. But it's like a wolf in sheep's clothing. That's the best way to say it. You got a lot of bark, but no real huge bite. Now, in this situation with AEW, where it looks like they're trying to really condense down their work and make it better, it's still missing stuff. Let's go to Paige. Hangman Page comes in. I know I'm skipping around. I'm not going to start with the ambulance. And, well, technically I have to say something about the ambulance. Seeing that the ambulance was there in the beginning of the show with Cope. Excuse me. Allergies. I didn't want to see that. I think that was a mistake. So I'm just saying that. But Solo, who went up against Hangman Page, didn't even stand a chance. He was just wiped out. And seeing that we get something that... What can I say about this situation when it comes to Hangman Page? I don't think Christopher Daniels getting his ass whooped in the back and bleeding is enough. It's not enough. I'm sorry, guys. I'm not saying the feud is bad, because it is not. Hangman Page working with MJF is fine. It's great, but it's missing something. There's one thing missing. Let's make it clear. There is something missing, and I do believe it's because there's no title. There's no title between the two. And you're going to say, dude, they're trying to fight to get to the title. Well, yes, but the way that this feud has been built, it requires a title. That's the problem. If Hangman Page just went on his rise by himself and got the title and then faced MJF, it would make perfect sense. If MJF got his rise and had gotten to the point where he gained the title and then Hangman Page went against him, that would be fine. But neither one of them have it. And in this situation, how it's getting so escalated, it requires something. It requires a title or some type of stakes. And we're still waiting for that. Either we're going to have a stakes going up against Moxley, or it's going to be going up against, Garcia. I'm not saying it'll be great to see them dealing with Kateska, but it needs something, a title, or some type of risk. That's what it needs. Now, Brian Keefe going against Will Ospreay. Now, let's make this very clear. This is due to the fact that the Don Callis family is trying to get rid of Will, and trying their best to get rid of Will, and they failed multiple times. So they decided to go to the one person you think would not even want to do this, and that's Chris Jericho. The Learning Tree is supposed to be working with... Who are they working with right now? FTR? Garcia? I don't not really, but then they got to be working with somebody. And then it feels like they're not. And I'm like, they feel... either one or two things going to happen here. Either Chris Jericho is going to leave the Learning Tree, or the Learning Tree is going to leave Chris Jericho. That's the way it looks. They're going through different people. You already seen Big Bill get beaten. You already seen now twice the Bad Apple has been beaten. The Bounty Hunter has been beaten. And Chris Jericho has put him over. So I feel that sooner or later either Brian's going to leave, or Big Bill is going to leave with him, or go by himself, or it's going to be Chris going off on his own again. Now, here's the thing. I'm not taking anything away from Chris Jericho. He's worked his ass off. He's always managed to get himself relevant over and over again. Shockingly. But he's stale right now. He's stale. And I know the reason why. He's still on fucking TV. The man needs to leave TV for at least 2 or 3 months. No TV. No screen time. No Collision. No ROH. No Dynamite. Nothing. That's the problem we have with he needs to drop that title. I don't care if it's a Big Bill. I don't care if it's the Bad Apple. I don't care who he's got to drop it to. And then he needs to go away for a while. He needs to take a break, go away for a while, and then come back. That is the problem I see when it comes to Chris. That's the truth. He's done his best to be relevant for 5 years, and he's done a decently good job of it. There's no lie about it, but right now he needs a break. He needs a reset, and he has not gotten one. I'm sorry, he just needs one. Next, what do we get with the Outrunners versus the Don Callis family? Nothing. Now you'll say, dude, look what happened. The match was good. The Outrunners won due to the fact of the Hurt Syndicate helping out. Yes, that's true, and they will have their moment. But it's not about the Outrunners. They've been actually doing quite well for several months, up to a year now. They really are over. I'm talking about Brian Cage and Lance Archer, two guys who should be over like stink. Either heavily hated by everybody, or maybe liked, maybe. But the problem here is this. They never let them get the job and complete it. Let's make it clear. Brian Cage was a trios champion. He was the FTW champion. What did I get him? Nowhere. What did we get when it came to Lance Archer? Nothing. He has been a joke for more than 3 years now. He's supposed to be one of the most monstrous guys there that can destroy anybody, but when it's time to get him in the clinch, when it's time to give him a chance to really win something or do something relevant, forget it. This is where you wonder if he's staying because he loves the company and he's willing to let them treat him like shit, or this. My guess, it might be both. You never know. But the key here is I don't care about Brian Keefe. Not Brian Keefe. I actually like Brian Keefe. I'm talking about Brian Cage. Sorry. And Lance Archer. I am sick of them. I'm sick of them. Not because I don't like them as wrestlers. They're both good wrestlers. Both of them can actually talk decent well. I think that Lance Archer talks better than Brian Cage. Easily. He talks better. And I hope I didn't mess up Brian Cage more than a few times already. But Keith and Cage, yeah, they're both Brian. Let's make this clear. These guys are a joke. They can't get it done. I'm taking guess Aussie Open, the former Aussie Open, will get more somewhere than they will. And that really pisses me off. You know why? We're focusing more on trios. Then we're focusing on tag division. Isn't AEW supposed to be the heart of tag team wrestling? And they moved so far away from it. Now they decided, let's do trios more than we do tag teams. You literally having FTR, who's supposed to be one of the best tag teams you got, working with Garcia, dealing with the Undisputed Kingdom. And we get that match. We get friendliness, and then after the match is over, which was good, you get attitude between them. And I'm like, why do I want to see FTR in the trios? I understand that we're working with Copeland. No problem to cope. But we're talking about Garcia. Do I actually care about the trios division? No. I don't give two flips about the trios division. I want to see tag team wrestling. I'm not a big tag team wrestler and a fan of it. But at this point, that's supposed to be a mainstay of any promotion. And we moved totally away from it. Moved away from it. And you're going to say, what about the Hurt Syndicate? Well, they are doing them good. But do you actually care about any of the other tag teams? Do you actually think Brian Cage and Lance Archer are credible? No. Do you believe that the Outrunners are going to be really credible? No. Do I really care about FTR working with Garcia? No. I want to see them working to try and become tag champs again. I want to see Undisputed Kingdom trying to get something done. And what happened to the Kingdom? What happened? I believe they're still there. I don't think they got fired from AEW. I don't think that Bennett and Taman have been fired. I think they're probably working on RH because they got that they should be on YouTube. I'm sorry. RH should be on YouTube. It should not be on one of these free television services on the internet. It should be on YouTube. That's where it belongs. That's where they would get more traction if they made it about YouTube, just like when it came to Dark and Dark Elevation. But that's just me moving on. Let me give it to you like this. When you look at Harley Cameron, you know she's on the rise. And I'm fine with it. I actually like Harley. I felt that she had something even though I wasn't sure what it was. Taking away from the fun bags, the balloons she's got, because that's what, who said that she had balloons? I don't remember who. But I think it might have been Ty Valkyrie. But let's make this very clear. I actually like Harley Cameron. Taking away how big her titties are and how pretty she is. And she's very talented. She has it. She has charisma. Yes, she's got a banging body. And she's a decently good wrestler that can improve. Because she's only been in the business 3 years. She can improve if she focuses on it. But then we look at Vendetta. Oh my sweet fuck. Taking this from Ember Paradox. Sorry, Ember, if you did see this. I had to steal your catchphrase. But shit. We are talking about two women who have been mainstays of TNA. At one point during the match, you got Tony Schiavone saying that we got the ROH champion in a Deonna Purrazzo and a 5-time women's champion. Now, I know that TNA is working with WWE. They're not going to say it. I know. But they didn't even need to mention it. I think they could have left that out. They could have just said she was an ROH champion. But I'm not feeling this when it comes to Vendetta. What do we get from Vendetta? We get two women who are legitimately great wrestlers jobbing. Harley Cameron already jobbed out Taya, and now we got Deonna. What are they doing? Nothing. And I want to make this very clear. And I this is my own point of view. When you look at Taya Valkyrie, Deonna Purrazzo, you literally think, go back to TNA. That's what you think. But one of the reasons why they both left was there was nothing left to do in TNA. What were they going to do? Go after the tag champions again? Go after the main title again? They don't have anything new for them. So that's the reason why I left for AEW. But at this point, AEW is not really utilizing them. It's not like one of them is the TBS champion. Nope, they've never been. Because they jobbed them out to get everyone else over. World champion, they jobbed them out to get them other people over. So you got two women who legitimately can talk, who can wrestle. They're both very good-looking women. They got charisma. And they're doing nothing but jobbing people. And maybe working on ROH and maybe Collision. And you see Taya in the back in a very low-cut top. Great tits. She's a gorgeous woman. She can talk, but why do I blue fuck care? You see, I'm angry. I'm angry. I'm not even fully thinking I'm saying anything correct. But this is how I feel. I'm pissed. It's stupid. Next. And let's see. What can we really say about Ricochet, Swerve, and Prince Nana? We're getting a good story. I knew that Swerve was going to get a good story out of Ricochet. And I knew Ricochet was going to get a good story out of Swerve. We got no problem with it. It's working. Everyone thought Ricochet sucks, but it's working. He's getting the proper reaction. Swerve's getting a proper reaction. Now here comes with Prince Nana. Interesting. Nana making it very clear he wants Swerve to go back to the way it was. And yes, I didn't mention about the number one contenders match. If they go up against each other one more time, you literally get a shot at Mox. Yes, we get that. But this is more than that. This is another layer of what we've been wanting. One of the few things they got on the show. A layer that is important. 30 years for Nana in the business when he was a wrestler and now he's a manager. That robe, whether he wore it himself or he had it made for someone when he couldn't go in the ring no more, it don't make a difference. He is recognized because when he gives that person a robe, they always succeed. So in this situation, seeing that Swerve is told, I want you to go back to that man. I want you to go back to being a champion, letting all this craziness go. But I got to make this clear. My legacy, That robe must be gotten back. If not, I cannot anymore, or maybe not anymore, work the business. He making it very clear that robe means so much to him. That not only did he use it properly to get himself over, but he got other people over, and he was selfless while doing it. And now someone stole it. And he wants it back at any cost, even if it means leaving someone he actually cares about, like family. Because he can't function without that robe being on his shoulder, on the person that he anoints. This is good writing. I got to say this is good writing. Either Nana came up with this, Swerve, or maybe Ricochet himself. I don't care who. But someone came up with this, and it's actually a good move. I'm actually interested in it. This is one of the few things I like. Just like MJF and Paige, even though I still believe they need a consequence or something, this is one of the other few things I actually care about. Now, the International Championship. Let me give it to you like this. And I know you're going to say, dude, you're skipping something. No, I'm not. I am going to get to the concertos in a minute. But I want to make this clear. Did I care about this match? No. Was it a bad match? Hell no, this is the best match of the night. It was with Kateska and Orange Cassidy. It was that good. But do I care about the story? No. I think it's due to the fact that, what are we really doing here? Yes, at Revolution, Kenny's getting a shot at that title. No problem, which is good. That at least gives us something to build into. But at this point, what are we really gaining with the Don Callis family with the International Championship, knowing full well Lance Archer and Brian Cage can't get the work done? They just can't. And it should be a faction that makes sense, and it isn't. So whether Kateska keeps the title or loses it, something needs to be done with the Don Callis family. This is how I feel. And the match was actually very good. At one point, what did we get? We get Kateska avoiding, at one point, the orange punch, literally doing a matrix move, which was actually quite nice. You don't normally see it. This was a good match. But I just don't care about the feud because it's missing something. It really is. Maybe it's due to the fact that it's Kenny that will get it at Revolution, but there's got to be more to it than just getting the damn title. There must be something else. I just don't know what it is. I think it's due to the fact of this one thing. Let's make this clear. They don't divide the shows. They just don't. They don't divide Collision, they don't divide Dynamite, and they don't divide ROH. I truly believe at Revolution, I know they won't do this, they need to divide these three brands permanently. People stay on Collision, people stay on Dynamite, and people stay on ROH. That means Chris has to go to ROH. Or drop the damn title and stay on Dynamite or Collision. I don't care. That's the problem. There's no division between the three brands, and they actually need it. They got enough people to actually do all three brands. Do it. And that's the thing I believe that's needed here. Finally, what did we actually get when it came to... I'm going to give it to you like this. Once you see the situation with Copeland and in the ring, once they got the fight, once Copeland starts fighting with Claudio, goes to the ring, trying to nail him, then seeing Willa Yuta nailing Rina Shafir was actually a good thing. She's now been eliminated. Seeing that Willa Yuta is the only one left to work with Moxley is fine. And seeing the concerto first done to Claudio by Copeland, and then seeing that Willow, and I kind of wish they'd done more with Willow working with Cope, having her come out, yes, it was done right. Yes, she came out and did what she needed to do because Copeland had to do it. But I wish they had done more with her working with Jay White and Adam Copeland. She just feels like she was just added in instead of being a team with them, because Marina Shafir has interfered multiple times in the Death Riders, and I wish they'd done more with her, included with Jay White and Adam Copeland. I'm sorry, that's just me. I just don't feel like they've done enough of it. That's one of the problems I see when it comes to storytelling. We get a lot, but it's not condensed. So what do we really have here? Do I care about Copeland going against Mox? Yes. But do I believe there's going to be something special at the end of it? No. Particularly after reports that literally there was a good possibility that Shane McMahon wanted in on ownership of the company. And no, if that was true, as far as I can tell, it's rumor, but it's a possibility that that rumor might have some level of truth in it. But we don't know if Shane is really coming in, which I don't think he is. At this point, when Shane should have appeared last year, honestly, I'm sick of this storyline. I want it over with. I don't blame Mox for it. I don't blame Adam Copeland. I blame Tony because of the bad writing when he had the Bucks try this and it didn't work. Then he had Moxley do it, but with no end boss, because Moxley's not an end boss. He is a soldier, a high-ranked soldier, but he's a soldier, and literally, he can't be the boss. And even if it's true that Shane does come in, and he is the one behind Mox, it's way longer than it should have been. We should have had it last year. We should have had it full gear, if you wanted to say it. Or all in at that point as well. You could have said back then something, but no. So it's still all over the place, and it's not condensed. It wasn't all bad, but this is just me. Peace.